What up, everybody? You're now tuned into Candid Conversations. I'm your host, Brandon Lampley. We're back again with another live stream today. Hey, the objective is to hit them over the head, and we gonna edutain. We gonna educate you and do a little entertaining at the same time. That's what we here to do. But mostly, we want to get this education out there.
Right.
So, how you doing today, my brother?
I'm good, man. If I was doing any better, I'd be twins.
That's it, man. That is it right there.
Hell, if I was doing bad, I ain't gonna say nothing anyway. Nobody will give a damn.
Hey, we've done a whole show on that. How people ain't gonna care no way.
I
So
don't
this,
care no
you
way,
know,
man. If we gonna keep it
yeah,
100, we gonna keep it transparent. We might as well keep it transparent across the board. Y'all know y'all don't care.
across the board, man. But
Yeah,
y'all
man.
see the title today. Oh man, man, why I gotta go to Facebook to tag you and stuff? Can't do it on my phone no more. Facebook, they take features away, man. They stab their own self.
Yeah, they've been
But they
killing me.
shoot their own selves in the foot. But today
Basically.
we're talking about: would you want your son to date a woman like you? That is
Ooh.
today's topic. And that, I know when you hit me with that one, I said, oh man, we have to do that one because I used to always hear that, coming up. Like when women always talk about it, would you want your daughter to date a man like you? I always used to hear that. Basically, that's their way of trying to shame guys saying, well, you need to be better. You don't want your daughter to date a guy like you. But let's go to the flip side of that. Would you want your son to date someone like you? And I guess it's depending on the person, Shawn, because
Right.
I watch Kevin Samuels from time to time. I don't agree with everything he says, but the gist of it, I get it. I get exactly where he's coming from on a lot of things. And one of the things that he does, he asks women, is ones who come in and they pretty much crap on average guys, and they talk about how they want the guy making this much, they want the guy making that much. Well, he said, well, are you married? Do you have children? Height, weight, dress size? And they have like 3 kids. They might be overweight or got a lot of baggage or trauma. And he'll ask you, he's like, well, would you want your son to bring home a woman like you? And Shawn, that's when the beatbox. I mean, they just start beatboxing and can't get the words out at that point. And the answer, it all comes down to no. They wouldn't want their sons to bring home a woman like you, like them, especially if they got a bunch of kids or whatnot. No, but they want some other guy to take them on. And Kevin Samuels said, well, do you know we're somebody's son as well? But you don't care about that.
No, of course not. Of course not. I mean, are you surprised?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah. I
Not
ain't.
not at all.
I'm not surprised, not one bit, bro. Where I'm at with it, I'm like, listen, I do my self gut checks and self examinations daily. Now, that's funny, man, because when it popped up in my head, it popped that title of today's title popped up in my head because me and my mom have had conversations about this before I even had a son,
Mm-hmm.
and she straight up asked me, she's like, if you had a son today, would you want uh would you would you want your son, but she didn't say it like the title. She pretty much said, she's like, would you want your son to be like you? I said, Mom, no, all due respect, heck no. No, I don't want him to be like me. Now then I thought about, now that was a conversation, we're talking about a conversation 20 something years ago. No, there's no way I want him to be 20 something years ago. Hell no, I didn't want, no, 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 be anything, but don't be like me.
Yeah.
Now, 20 some years later, I'm like thinking, I'm like, okay, you've grown, Shawn. You're a business owner. You've leveled up in so many different ways in your life. You've stepped up. You've challenged yourself. You have everything you said that you were going to do. You pretty much have done. You got a couple more things you got to do, but you pretty much said it. You're pretty much living in your dreams. I said I've always wanted to own my own business. It took me a while to get there, but I got there. But I wanted to go through it a different route. than the normal people. I just didn't want to just jump into those fires and then not have no organizational skills, no knowledge of this business or this industry. So I worked my way from the bottom up. It got myself educated, um, and just climbed up that ladder. So now you just have so many different things at your disposal, um, that you can utilize. But as far as I know for me, my son, I always tell my son I want him to be a better man than me. There's certain good qualities like my work ethic. Yes, I would love him to have my work ethic, my mindset. I would love him to have my mindset of not caring about what people thinking, just being 100% transparent, living in his brutal, butt naked truth. Yeah, but my my ways about me, my ex womanizing ways that years ago. Nah, we're not wanting to be that dude. So I teach him the level of respect to have the women or whatever. But when it comes to females, wanting to, and this is the funny part. They don't want. They wouldn't want. They wouldn't want somebody. They wouldn't want their daughters to date somebody like her. But then again, it's okay for a man to date her. So where's the okay, we know where we are. Ladies, you know where you are. Where's the I'm going to fix this, I'm going to fix this, I'm going to change this, I'm going to change that. When does that come into play if you don't want somebody to date somebody like yourself? So what are you going to do to make change to make you, I don't want to say what, dateable? Is that even a word? Dateable?
Yeah, because
Oh,
there's plenty of people who are not dateable. So yeah, that is a word.
so what are we going to change? What are we going to change? You won't want your son to date somebody like you. So what are you going to change to make yourself dateable? And for a lot of them, they already walk around like they perfect. You know, they are the
Yep.
prize. Like they like to say. So you dateable as is. You don't have no issues mentally, emotionally, psychologically that you need to deal with. But you won't want your son to date you. So what are you doing those things to fix those things that you don't like about yourself so your son could date somebody like you? That should be the question. That should be the pondering question. What are your thoughts on that, B?
Yeah, yeah. That and like you said that like would I ever want a my son to be like me? And the answer is younger Brandon, of course not. I've grown so much and I've learned so much, but over these last couple of years, done good little bit of improving. Just my mindset, my whole thing with my children, male, boy or girl, it won't matter, is their mindset, not being sheep. I just want them to think for themselves. Question, question everything, and think for yourself. Don't go along with the
Right.
flow just because everybody say, "Hey, this is the thing that everybody's doing." So what? No, question it, question everything, and have your own mindset and think for yourself. Because most people are sheep. That's one of my main things. But as far as the answer is usually no. Every now and then out here, yes, that women wouldn't mind their sons dating a woman like them. But usually, when you really break it down, the answer is no. The answer is no. And then when the answer is no, like you said, well, then what are you doing to improve that? Like, what are you doing to change that? Because want, you want men to take you as you are, but you want your son to have the best of the best. That's
Mm.
somebody's son. That's somebody's son. So because even regardless of your situation, because there's things that you can't undo, there's things that you just simply can't change. So even with the things that you had that are permanent that you can't change, what are you doing to improve yourselves, to improve yourself outside of those things? Like, so if you're a woman who has children, if you're a woman who doesn't look all that appealing, you have to make up for it in other areas. What are you doing to do that? What are you doing to show that you're a better option than this woman who doesn't have any of those issues going on? That's the
Mm-hmm.
thing, and that's where we hit the immovable force. No, what's it? The unstoppable force meets the immovable object, because that right there, that's when the women are like, well, most people anyway, self improvement. That's hard work. It's hard to do. I mean, we see
Right.
it every day. That's the reason that's the basis of the quote of the heaviest weight at the gym is the front door. People don't even get to the gym, not even to work out. They just don't go at all. They don't even attempt. They don't even try. They don't even look to a lot of people don't even look to self improve. They think they're good as is. But like you said, when you bring the question up, would you want your child to date someone like you? And the
Well,
answer is no. You have to
mm-hmm.
change something.
Got to, man. They have to. But the thing about it is that people can analyze everybody else's situation, but don't even analyze their own crap. You know what I'm saying? So self examination is the biggest gut check there is. Period, bar none. And if you can point out everybody's wrongs and everybody's idiosyncrasies and imperfections, you should
Mm-hmm.
be able to gut check yourself on a daily basis of your mindset, how you talk to people, um, the sense of entitlement about you. And I've had this conversation with women. Now, what I'm not going to do is debate or argue, but I've had a conversation with women about the self entitlement. Now, some of them like, no, 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 that's not what I meant. If you walk around saying that you're the prize, that's a self entitlement attitude to something.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel as if you're the prize, that means you feel as if you're catered. You need to be catered to. If you feel as if you're the prize, that means that he needs to be doing X, Y, and Z. If you feel as if he's the prize, my job is to sit down and let him do all the work and starting the conversation, starting the interest, um, doing everything for me, providing, doing all this stuff. If you're the prize, your attitude is if it's pretty much all about you. And guys who are, how can I say this? Guys who are well in tune with themselves, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally and psychologically, when they ask you what you bring to the table, it ain't got nothing to do with something tangible. We really don't care where you work, how much money you make in a year,
Degrees.
trying to match us or whatever. Whatever. How many degrees you got? You got plenty of people with 2, 3, 4 degrees, doctor's degrees, but are still walking around a bona fide idiot. So that's not what it's about for us guys.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people with degrees. To me, degrees ain't nothing. If you still could be an idiot with all the education in the world. I see plenty of them on a weekly, daily, monthly, yearly basis. So, you know, hell, some people may think I'm one of them jokers, but the bottom line is this: if you're the prize, that is a self-entitlement attitude about certain things. That's one of the number one things you got to lose. The self entitlement attitude that X, Y, and Z is supposed to be done for you. But what type of peace that are you bringing to the table? See, again, like I said, a man who is in tune with himself and mind, soul, and body, he's gonna be pondering that question. Does she what does she even have peace to bring to the table? That don't cost no money. But
No.
are you gonna be his peace at the end of the day? You know, um, the attitude is baffling of what a lot of women think that they're supposed to be entitled to. When you have a self entitlement attitude, in my book, you kind of lose me because I live by the code that you're entitled to what you work for or what you work towards. And that
Yeah.
work is just not going on the job making money. That work is in a relationship partnership. What are you working? What work are you doing in that makes you feel as if you're entitled to X, Y, and Z? Again, the title is, would you want your son to date somebody like you? Now, I don't want my daughter to date somebody like me because I'm still making changes on self improvement. But my thing about it is that I can see me from a mile away if he came walking through the door saying, I want to take your daughter out or whatever. I'm just going to just have a real quick, slow, quiet conversation in his ear if that's the case. Just pretty much let him know, I know who you are. He probably might not know what the heck I'm talking about, but dude, I know who you are. I used
Yeah.
to be. So come 100% correct. Okay? I'm come 100% correct. But bottom line is, bro, you got to change that self entitlement attitude. That I'm the prize. That ain't nothing but camouflage self entitlement. And like
Yeah.
my mom used to say, ain't nobody walking around here, man or female, entitled to anything. You're entitled for what you work for. That's what you're entitled to. And if you're not working in your relationship, your partnership, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your fiance, marriage, you ain't entitled to nothing, in my
I
book.
mean,
That's just my take on it.
yeah. I mean, what this comes down to, simply break it down in the simplest terms. I see people talk to me like I'm a 4 year old. Break it down simply. This is simple. So all of this is they want you to settle, but they don't want to settle.
Nope.
Period. Period. That's one of the issues of the dating scene now is average women don't want average men. They look at average men as lepers. They look at average men as less than. They look at average men as not men a lot of times until they need something from you, want something from you. And even then, you're just a utility at that point. You're a resource, but that's how it is. And it may sound cold. A lot of women may say, "Oh, I'm not like that." Well, you're an exception to the rule. But the truth is the truth. Yo,
Kenny.
I heard a quote, man, and I think it applies a little bit to today, but I know it's just a good quote regardless. It says all of humanity's problems stem from man's inability to sit quietly in a room alone. That's Blaise Pascal.
Hmm.
That when I heard that, Shawn, I said, man, that's true. Think about everything that you've gotten into, all the problems that you had, all the issues you had. As you got older, you realize that you were the root of your own issues. Um, you think other people trying to sabotage you, but you look and say, if I hadn't done XYZ, then it wouldn't have happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's our issue, our inability to sit quietly in a room alone. Always got to be out on the scene. Always got to be out chasing tail. Always got to be out at the clubs. Got to be here. Got to be there. You get a call up for somebody to say, "Hey, come over." Instead of you staying home and focusing on yourself and focusing on your purpose and doing the work within, you out and about and you can't sit home alone. That's where
Right.
majority of your problems are going to come from. And I think that's just a human thing. Period.
Exactly. That part right there. You nailed it. You nailed it. You nailed it. We can end the set. We can end the show. You nailed it. Yeah, man. So my thing about it is people don't like to acknowledge. They don't like to gut check themselves in their BS because it's too much like reality
Yeah,
of confronting or avoiding the problem. You know, and that's why people don't like to. It's easy for people to judge. It's easy for people to point fingers, man.
hmm
But when it comes to self-examination, it's one of the hardest things for people to do is to admit their faults.
yeah,
That means, in retrospect, you got to hold yourself accountable to the substandard nature that you've been acting out in. So I ask all women this: if somebody calls you a bitch, are you one?
Right.
Think about the word bitch. Okay, and I'm not saying it in a derogatory sense, but it ain't a good one. It is not a good one. And yet sometimes we say that word loosely and slang and funny and making jokes.
Hmm.
But what type of attitude are you bringing to the table? Are you bringing kindness? Are you bringing thoughtfulness? Are you bringing caring? Are you bringing selflessness? Not selfishness, but selflessness, compromising, understanding,
Yeah.
putting yourself on the back burner. I mean, are you bringing it to the table? Or are you bringing a me, me, me? It's all about me. I done been through hell type attitude. I'm not putting up with this type attitude. Contrary to popular belief, you're going to put up with something from somebody. There's going to be always something. You are not going to have nobody that you're not putting up nothing. You're not putting up anything from. You're going to put up something from somebody. So what you got to do, you have to really be very, very, very careful about what you say you're not going to put up with. You know, when a man and woman come together, there's going to be problems. There's going to be situations, circumstances. There's going to be differences. You're going to have to agree to disagree. That's called adulting.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. But when you make it all about you, now you're creating an ugly monster that 9 times out of 10 is going to bite you back. So, you know, be careful for what you ask for. You just may get it,
Yeah.
but it ain't going to last long. I can tell you
Yeah.
that right now.
Yeah. Lisa says self-examination without exchanging, without executing change is pointless. So self-examination without executing change is pointless. Yeah. Because why would I self-reflect, go within, go in, you know, figure out what's going on, and then I don't do the work. It's like going into a building, and you're a maintenance man. You see exactly where the problem areas are, and then you don't fix it. What was the point? What was the point of you going to the call? You know,
Right.
you
That
know.
part right.
So I mean, you have to go in and you have to do the work, because
But yeah, go ahead, D. I'm sorry.
no, I was saying you have to go in and do the work, because no one's going to do it for you. That's the thing. You know, men understand that nobody's coming to do it for me. There's no handouts.
Nothing.
There's no samples. There's no
Nada.
there's no free opportunity. There's nothing, man. If you're not working, it's rare the opportunities is gonna come knock on the door. That's incredibly rare that it is. You have to go out and work. And then I'll tell any women, especially if they claim to be a Christian woman, you do know that um, can you play the background? Can you do that? His focus should be on the mission. Your focus should be on him. Can you live your life that way? Can you supplement him? Can you motivate him? Can you love him and help him get to the overall goal while playing the background? Can you do that? Can you play running back? You can't play quarterback. Can you play running back?
Mm.
Can you play wide receiver? There's never been two quarterbacks under center. It's never happened in the
Nope.
history of a game. Nope.
Never.
Mm-mm. And then even when you done had two quarterbacks under there, they running some crazy formation that's rare. It's absolutely rare.
Yeah.
But can you play the background? Can you? Most can't.
No.
Most can't, man. Most can't. And it's that and that right there, that's one of the biggest issues. Forget how you look, forget how many kids you have, whatever issues or traumas you got going on, you're in a ton of debt. Take all those things away. A lot of them don't qualify because they can't do that right there. And that's in their control.
Right. That's true. Brother, you speaking the truth. I can't disagree with you whatsoever. Not one iota. But you said it. That's a whole different. I mean that's really good stuff, man. You you and B that's what I see with men and women today, and even with the past relationships and marriages I've been in. You got both people want to play quarterback. You got both
Yeah,
people want to play quarterback, and I get it. Some women will argue. Some women's argument, well, hell, I got to come off the bench and play quarterback because he throwing interceptions. He's fumbling. He don't know the game plan. He ain't studying his playbook. Okay, I get all that.
I get
But
that.
not every situation is going to require you to step in and play quarterback. We got to have the thing about it is that how can we have positive progression forward instead of we're not confronting what we constantly keep avoiding. So we have to, as men and women, we have to understand, it's just like on any team. You got 32 players on the team. You got a 52-man roster. Not everybody will make the team, but everybody got a role to play. It's the same thing when it comes to men and women. There's a woman role you have to play, and then there's a man role. You can't talk about you want to do the lead and do trying to lead, but then you trying to take, you trying to get the captain role from him, and you trying to take the quarterback spot. You can't. There's only can be one lion and one lioness in the
Hmm.
jungle. That's it, man. If you trying to be the lion in the jungle and you want to have all this entitlement, all this independent, I'm like, man, it's just like Brandon said. Somebody got to fall back, and it should never be the man falling back. You want a man to lead, let him lead.
Yeah,
You see his weak areas are being exposed. Assist him in fixing those. I mean, you can't fix them for him, but you can make suggestions. Fellas, what you got to stop doing is silencing these women's voices. And if you dealing with these women one on one in a relationship or partnership, and people always ask me, Shawn, why do you say relationship and partnership? I said because relationships and partnership is like oil and water. They are different. They are not the same. Relationships, that junk can go anyway. It can be one day he leading, one day she leading. They having a penis measuring contest. That's a relationship. A partnership, a true partnership, everybody knows their role
yeah,
and they identify those roles and they execute those roles precisely. That's a partnership. I don't want no relationship, but you can give me the partnership all day because in a partnership one thing she ain't never gonna be walking around with an attitude as if I'm the prize. That's not a partner. You need to get you gonna have a relationship. You will never in your life have a partnership because you have the wrong attitude and you have the wrong insight. And I don't know who gassing you up and who co-signing on your bullshit with that. But that's not the proper tools or ingredients to create a partnership. So you always gonna get the substandard relationship and you
yeah,
probably have never had a partnership in your life, so you can distinctively know the difference between a partnership and a relationship. A relationship ain't nothing but a watered down, dummy down version of what a partnership is.
yeah,
Partnership is the creme de la creme. It's the pinnacle of what you want between a man and a woman.
yep,
I can go out there and throw rocks all day and get a relationship all day. They water down, they garbage, they trash. A partnership, that shit's like searching for a needle in a haystack. There's a difference. That means she 100% got your back. He 100% got yours. There is no y'all. There's no, excuse my French. There's no dick measuring contest. There's there's no debating of who's the head or who's the leader or who's the quarterback. There's a clear understanding because again the lioness, she gonna bring peace. She ain't trying to cause no friction, and she ain't coming from no negative area of bitterment or resentment resentment of dealing with stupid crap in her past because she didn't got hurt or whatever, to take the path of least resistance. B
Yeah.
could take over from there, bro. I just said what I
Well,
said.
Lisa basically said what she said. The strength of a woman is the ability to shut off the masculine role to be supportive of their man.
Who
Yeah,
said that? Lisa?
yeah,
Ooh, Lisa, that was good, bro. That was
yeah,
good.
yeah. Shut off the masculine, as Kevin Samuels always say. Put your dick up, put it up, put it up, put it away. We don't need it. All right, we already
Yeah,
got one.
just fold it back. You know, you ain't gotta.
Yeah,
You know,
we don't need those things.
I don't know.
And one thing I can say about men is that when you ask them questions like this, they'll always say no. Like, would you want your daughter to date a man like you? No, no, and no. You'd be hard pressed to find a guy because guys know how they were. Guys know how guys are. We do.
Mm-hmm.
We do. So we can admit to that. But that self righteous bull crap that they be talking, Shawn, like we talk about that all the time. That they're self righteous crap, like walking around like stuff don't stink. Was it Andre 3000 say roses really smell like boo boo? Yeah, yeah, man. Yes, because
Right.
there's no way she's going to be fine with the carbon copy of herself being brought to the front door.
Mm-hmm.
Because women already one of their biggest issues is that they don't like each other. Period. They don't like each other. It's rare that they're going to like each other because like even a lot of the friendships I watch friendships of women in my family and female friends and their friendships with other women, and those a lot of those friendships are shaky at best. Some of them
Right.
they have really true friendships, but it's very few. It's very few. Guys can guys we our friendships, it doesn't take a lot of maintenance to have friendships and relationships with guys, because I could talk to you today and then don't see you, talk to you for 3 months, and when I see you 3 months later, we pick up right where we left off.
Right.
That's just how guys are,
Right.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, the women, one thing you got to do, you got to stop the masculine energy. You got to reel it back in, realize that your role is not lesser, and because it's not in the position of the leader. That's the whole thing. Is they want to drive the car. That's the whole thing. They want to drive the car. They want their opinion to be the loudest. They want to take over. Now, I have no issue with you wanting your opinion and wanting your advice to be considered and taken seriously when we have something going on and we're trying to get something accomplished. No issue with that. And like you said, don't silence her voice, because she's always going to have a voice. There's no other voice outside of hers. Her voice is the voice, the loudest voice, or the voice you consider more than any other voice outside of your own. Period.
Exactly. Exactly.
So knowing that and defining her role clearly. Once you define her role clearly, your role is defined, her role is defined. Then once you do that, then like you say, you can have a partnership. Other than that, you're gonna have a relationship. You're gonna have ups and downs. You're gonna have the arguments. You're gonna have, police is gonna be called, hands are gonna be put on people, like stuff like that. That's relationships, not partnerships.
Right. That part. That part. There's a huge difference, and and B. My mom had to break down the difference between relationship and partnerships because I really didn't understand it.
Yeah,
I really didn't understand it. And she was like, my mom, the best way, and she made the distance so far from each other. She pretty much said it was just quick. She said with a relationship, son, you may get anything. You may
yeah,
get anything. It's so. She said with the relationship, it's so much trash and garbage out here. You liable to get anything. The way she broke it down, the way she broke relationships down, she broke relationships down like it was a STD disease. I don't want
yeah,
that.
yeah,
I don't want no STD. I do not want no STD in me. I don't want no gonorrhea relationship. I don't want no herpes relationship. I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that trash. Partnerships hit different, sounds different, talks different, walks different, thinks different. Partnerships, they on one accord with each other. I mean, it's like a hand in a glove, man. It just fits. Partnerships, all that crap you getting, all that drama, all that negativity, that's a relationship, people.
Yeah.
Partnership, they work together. They work together as one to 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 create that thing, uh, the most best, the most beautiful, the most baddest, the most dopest thing ever. So when people see them together, they be like, man, them jokers look like they belong together. That's a partnership. You will never hear people say that about people in a relationship.
Yeah.
Ladies and men, you keep getting the same thing with men and women because you have not changed your mental thought process. And that's why you keep getting the same men. And fellas, that's why we keep getting the same women.
Oh
We
my
have to
goodness.
lose
Yeah.
the relationship mentality and develop a partnership
Yeah.
mentality. When you develop a partnership mentality, see, a partnership mentality, she's going to come already with a sense of humbleness and humility, a sense of submissiveness, a sense of recognizing, okay, that's a real dude right there.
Hmm.
That's a man right there. So I can't come at him with these relationship tactics. It's not gonna work. He gonna shoo me away like he's shooing away a fly at a barbecue, trying to get me the hell away from him as quick as possible because he trying to eat his food in peace. I'm the
Yeah.
fly at the barbecue because I'm coming at him with relationship conversation, relationship thought process, relationship bitterness, relationship resentments, relationship past shit, relationship that I'm the dude. All that. See, you got to quit talking like these fools out here. See, when you say you the prize, you talking like society. You talking like them idiots in society. You don't want no partnership. You want a relationship. And I'm telling all women with that attitude, you want a relationship. You will never get a real partnership, a real man talking about you the prize. You're gonna get your relationship. You're gonna get what you always had.
Well, relationships, if you really think about it, Shawn, relationships serve women. That's what relationships are.
Exactly.
Relationships serve women. Relationships
Yeah.
feed into women. And you be so surprised what women will serve up to you as what they think is a adequate relationship when really it's gruel, when really it's not edible, when really it's substandard. But they think they could think it's fine. And men have done the same. That's
Right.
men and women. They serve up mediocre relationships and think that it's fine. The one thing about working on yourself is not is when you work on it is not that you are going to change everything, you're going to heal everything. No, some things are just going to be what they are. They're just going to exist and they're going to be there, and there's not much you can do about it. So this is not for you to be the perfect person. It's for you to realize what you got going on, realize your flaws, realize your issues, work on what you can work on, and then when you want to present them to someone, be transparent about what the issues are. That's all it is. So hey, I can say, okay, you got this going on, you have this going on. Okay, I think I can work with that. Let's make this work. But for me to like relationship, you get in a relationship and then you find that's when you find out stuff after the fact, after you've gotten in a relationship. Yeah. Yeah. Now I know. Now I know the issues because now we in the relationship. All of a sudden, all your skeletons that came out the closet. Hey, old past situations pop out her closet like Thriller and Michael Jackson. Dun, 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 and they just come freaking out the closet. You like, oh my god, I had no idea that this is what you had going on because they weren't transparent about it, man.
Not at all, brother. Not at all, man. And that's where we are, ladies. So again, we ask you, ladies, we ask you, would you want, would you want your, I mean, if you honest with yourself and you working on your self improvement, and
Yep.
you're 100% honest with yourself, and you really working on yourself improvement, and you know you got some things you need to fix, your body may be looking right, but your head may be screwed up. There's a
Yeah.
lot of beautiful people out here. There's a lot of beautiful women out here, and women say that on the men's side too as well. But that thought process is like a garbage disposal. It's trash, man. It reeks of old trash that's been sitting in a hot house for like 7, 8, between 7 to 10 days. That's what that mindset is. It's straight garbage. Mindset's trash. Look good, beautiful on the outside,
Yeah.
but have a conversation, have an intellectual conversation from a deeper level, deeper meaning. She will tell you. You would, if you want to know something about a woman, have a very intellectual, deep conversation. You will find out exactly whether she got a relationship mindset or a partnership mindset.
Very
And
quickly.
brother, if she got a relationship mindset, you gonna have what you had in your 20s, in high school, in your 30s, in your 40s. You're gonna get the same thing. You already know what's behind door number two. You
Yep.
already know what you're gonna get. But when that relationship comes from a partnership type cerebral, boy, you talking about something to make you tune in and sit up and lean forward to get some more because you just can't get enough of it. That's because that sister is coming from a different place. She's coming from a place that 99% of these women ain't coming from. She
Yeah.
made different. She done been through some things. She done changed her way of thinking. She don't talk. She don't. She has retired from following behind society and how society talks and the sense of entitlement. She done lost all that. She was like, no, uh, I done seen how that works. I heard Shawn say a long time ago, the best indicator of future behavior is that of past behavior. I can't go back to that past behavior. It's like a dog going back to his vomit. I'm gonna get the same thing that I've always
Yeah.
get. But if you want a different man, and fellas, if you want a different woman, she got to be talking on that partnership level, brother. And I ain't
Yeah.
gonna get into the 50-50 thing. Oh, he knows that thing, 50 thing. Shut up. And listen, I ain't getting all into that. You think what you want. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm not gonna argue with you about that. I'm just saying there's a difference between a partnership conversation and a relationship conversation.
Yeah.
But
It is.
hey, man, this is where we at in this world today, man.
Yeah.
This world.
Yeah.
It's
Lisa said you are getting the representative for the first year. Show me crazy up front. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Let me see those let me see those stretch marks. Let me see those scars and let me see all of that up front. Yeah,
right.
I'm not trying to find stuff out down the line. Like it's transparent as well. If we find out things down the line, you better not have known about it either. It better jump out. You go, oh my god, I knew nothing about those things. That's what you better have the same reaction I have because if
Right.
you knew about it, okay, why didn't you tell me about these things?
Right. Right.
Okay, now it's different if you're crazy and you putting on the act and then you slip and show me some crazy. Okay, I get that. You're trying to you're trying not to be your normal self. I guess you're trying to put on an act. But if you're crazy, just be crazy. Because look, guess what? I might like crazy, and sometimes I do. So just go ahead and show me. Just go ahead and show me. That's all I want to see. Show me the crazy up front, and I might be able to rock with you on the crazy. Okay? Yeah,
Yeah, I
man.
feel you on that. I feel you on that, bro. Big time.
Yeah. But would you want your son to date someone like you? I would love to hear like women talk about that and
Yeah.
hear
Uh,
women's perspective and
yeah.
just hear them talk. Because once you hear them talk, a lot of times when you listen to them talk, they'll say a whole lot without saying nothing. Talking
Hmm.
circles, talking loops, and like, man. I ask you a simple question. Would you want your son to date someone like you? Yes or no? Yes or no? And then the beatbox started. I was like, are you Dougie Fresh or you Biz Marquee? It's very very simple because like I said,
Uh,
men said no. Mm-mm. I asked friends, brothers, uncles, associates, dudes on the street. You go walk up to them with a mic. So would you want your if you had a daughter, would you want her to date someone like you? Most men, no, no, and no, because we know. Because we
Yeah.
know. Men know. Men know.
And
Men know
and
how
men
men
don't
are.
and men don't hesitate. They don't even think about it. Like hell no, I wouldn't want my daughter to date somebody like me. I mean, straight off rip. There's no pride, there's no ego in it. They just say no.
Yeah.
Majority of friends I got would say, "No, bro, I don't want her to date. I need she got I want her to be he got to be better than me.
Yeah.
I don't want her to date
I
nobody like
want to be
me. I
better than
want
me.
no, 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 no. You know,
Yeah.
so I want my daughter to date a man better than me, and I want my son to be a better man than me. That's just where I'm at. There's no changing. That's just where I'm at. And I ain't got no pride. That's just brutal truth.
Yeah.
That's just brutal truth, man. When you know where you are, and you know what you used to be, and things you fought through to get to where you are, you don't want your woman to, I mean, your daughter to deal with no nonsense like that. No, 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 no. Going through all, taking her through all them daggone problems that I done took some women through. No, man, no, no,
No.
no, 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 no.
No. No.
Mm-mm.
Definitely not, man. Definitely not.
Yeah, bro.
All right. So it's 3:50. So
We
see
got 10
final
minutes. We
thoughts.
got 10 minutes. We got 10 minutes.
So yeah, we got 10 minutes. So
Yeah.
kind of like final thoughts or whatever. And yeah. Let's go ahead through final thoughts because it takes us about 10 minutes on final thoughts. I can count. So
You're right. You're right. Well, my if I had a final thought for this, um, my final thought is you you have to. We all have to be honest with ourselves and where we are. We have to acknowledge our flaws, acknowledge our idiosyncrasies, acknowledge our shortcomings. We have to acknowledge the things that's not quite right within us. Again, mentally, emotionally, psychologically. We have to acknowledge that. And then when we can acknowledge what's not right within, now true change can begin. But until that moment happens, that mystical, that magical moment happens, to where we really uh, gut check ourselves and be honest with ourselves on where we are, and if we want better for our children, we need to admit that.
yeah,
What bothers me about a lot of women that they are bona fide, notorious for pointing out men's wrongs, men's shortcomings, what they shouldn't do, what they shouldn't do, what they need to do. Women, it would be refreshing. It would be so refreshing if y'all could admit your shortcomings, your idiosyncrasies, your faults, admitting that you ain't got this life thing figured out, admitting that you may be difficult to deal with, admitting that you really need to really work on some things. Maybe it's how to talk to people. Maybe it's how to handle your emotional states. Women, you have to start admitting or acknowledging that anything is even wrong with you for that matter, especially when it comes to dealing with the opposite sex. That's my final thought.
yeah. When it comes to what we're looking for, ladies, men aren't looking for perfection. We're looking for peace. Period. I mean, that's just what it is. You don't have to be a Beyonce. And speaking of which, I was telling some buddies of mine, I said one of the issues too is that if I hook up with Rihanna today, I don't think that Rihanna is my new level, and from that day forward, I should only deal with women like Rihanna. I'm gonna feel like I got lucky that day. Like, I just happened to come across Rihanna. I got lucky that day. I'm not out here gonna demand that be my level from now on. And I'm not any woman below that level is subhuman to me. No, I'm just feel like I got lucky that day. And hey, I'm gonna hold on for as long as I can. And then when it's gone, it's gone. But on the other side, women get a hold of one top tier dude, and they feel like Okay, well, you gotta every guy gotta live up to this standard. If you don't meet these standards, then you're not human to me. You're subhuman to me. You're not a man to me because you don't meet these standards. And that right there is putting yourself in a box already. You're cutting off your nose to spite your face because that person's unique. That person's unique. You're not going to find anybody else like them because that's them. You know, and until we can go in, do the work, and get comfortable with ourselves, I don't see any of this coming together for either one of us. Because yeah, for all the women's faults, men. One thing about men, man, I think our default setting, Shawn, is simping. I think
What?
simping is our default
Really?
setting. Mm-hmm.
You
Because
think?
think about it. Think about it. Think about most guys when they come across a woman they really, really like, Shawn. A woman that she hits all the checkpoints. Does he go in being a masculine man, looking to be a leader, looking to go in for a partnership, or does he go in bending the knee, trying to kowtow to her because she's just so great or so beautiful or so whatever? Think about it. Think about that. That's how guys are. That's why they say men are the real romantics because I don't know how many times I heard dude meet some girl and this will he damn near in love after 2 weeks. And I'm like, man, you don't know this woman, man. That's guys' issues right there. Women you don't know. You ready to risk it all for a woman you do not know. That's our issue.
I
And
can't even
the
argue with you on that one. You dead
yeah,
right about that. You dead right.
yeah, yeah, that's our issue. But as you
And
say,
that's why but that's why men got to understand and truly know through and through their real ideal purpose.
yes. Once you and that could be the final thought right there. Once you know your purpose, once you your own mental point of origin, once
Right.
you are your north star, once you know where you're going, you're married to that. That's what you're married to. Nothing else comes above that. Nothing else.
Right.
Nothing else. Not anything on this planet. Nothing else comes above that. Not your wife, not your children. That you're married to that right there. Because going on that path is going to ensure that you be the man that you're supposed to be, that you be the unquestioned leader in your household. That's what that enables you to do. When you don't have that direction, you're just in relationships,
Mm.
no
Wow.
partnerships.
Ooh.
Yep.
B, is it me, Lord, or do me and B need to really talk about relationship and partnerships as the title?
Yeah. Next episode.
Mm.
Next episode. Relationships and partnerships. Write it down.
Boy, we gonna get deep and we gonna dive deep into that. We gonna dive deep into that one. Cause man, you know what, man? I think when it comes to that, I made posts about the difference between relationships and partnerships. You know, it's just like anything. People do they surface read. They surface they filters they just it's just like they like a book. Instead of really reading it,
Yeah.
they speed reading through it. So they really don't get the message within the message. So I think we need to dive deep next week on really breaking down. Like we talked about a little bit there. I'm talking about but really getting down to the nitty gritty of the relationships and partnership. And listen, I don't care what you think. I don't mind talking about myself and my dirt. Why? Because you can't use it against me.
Yeah.
So I tell people
Own it.
all the time, I say, listen, man, I was a compulsive liar for years, lying to appease, lying to please, lying not to hurt nobody's feelings. And when when my mom passed, that thing changed around because I believe the big man opened my eyes to see people for who they really are. That's when I started. That was the turning point to really 100% completely not caring about what people think. We gonna dive deep into this and really breaking down that thing, so you can
Yeah.
understand now. And then, ladies, you can pick, and men, you can pick whether you really want a relationship. That's what you want, or do you really want a partnership? Now, some men, contrary to popular belief, they want a relationship so they can control her, so they can
Mm-hmm.
keep her at bay with certain things, so that she don't have no power. And it's a
Yeah.
weak man to render a woman powerless in her
Mm-hmm.
voice and what and everything else. But ladies, a lot of don't fall for that okey doke. Don't get trapped up. Don't get in the trap. Oh, he got this, he got that, he got this, he got that, he got this, he got that. You're gonna end up asked out and be rendered powerless.
Yep.
It's a setup. But I digress. Us men, we do that. We do that. I'm telling you, we do that. The,
Yeah.
the, the, the naive one, the weak one, we'll prey on it. How I know? I've done it.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it. Listen, I can't. I ain't gonna Derek Jackson, y'all. I ain't got no dog in none of y'all fight. I ain't trying to get with none of you. You know, I hope you get. Hope you got whatever you got. I hope you got it. And if you ain't getting it, I hope you get it. But my thing about it is just being 100% transparent about my BS, but bringing it to the table so you guys can really get an understanding of what me and Brandon are talking about. But we're gonna dive deep into that relationship and partnership thing on next week. Tune in, tune in, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is to for you to look at yourself and self-reflect, because even if your initial reaction is, yes, I would want my son to date someone like me. Okay, well, you still need to look within, because if you're not getting the outcomes you want with men, you need to look at yourself. Hey, you out here 0 and 50. The common denominator in that 0 and 50 is you on the other side of those losses. So you got to figure out what it is. You got to go in, like I say, go in, do the work. And in order for you to get the outcomes that you want, you're gonna have to change some things. So, hey, I ain't got nothing else to say about it. We're gonna talk about that relationships and partnerships next week sometime for sure. Because we definitely have to dive into that, man. And that's the one of the craziest things is when women talk about them wanting high value men. You want a 6-figure earner, you want a man that's this, and you want a man that's that. Okay, well, a lot is required when it comes to men like that. And let's just be honest about it. You're a woman who coming in and you're not
Right,
providing much. When you come in, what is his incentive to relinquish any power to you?
right,
So why when do you think when you come in, why do you think he should relinquish any of his power to you?
right. That's so true, B.
Yeah.
Well, you said a mouthful then. Go ahead, youngster. All right, man. I'm gonna see you in a little bit.
Oh yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there soon, man. But hey, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Hey, follow us on all our social medias. Follow Shawn on his social media. We'll be back next week, man. But until next time, we will talk to y'all later, man.
All
Peace
right. Be
out.
easy. Peace.